Hello Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Capricorn, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Capricorn, let's get started because the cards are already ready to go. Okay, how does Capricorn currently view this relationship? All right, Capricorn. So we do have the Eight of Swords, we do have the Seven of Wands, and then we also have the Eight of Pentacles. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Cups out here. All right, Capricorn, I feel like there's something going on here, you know, with your person, and it really does kind of feel like a lot like fear, but we're going to look into your person, you know, in a second, but let's break your overall energy down. There's a lot of confusion here on your behalf when it comes down to this person that you're trying to build this happily ever after with. I feel like this person's freaking scared, man. I feel like this person's really scared of the emotions. I almost want to say that they have for you. Like their emotions for you terrify this individual that you're connecting with. But anyways, it's like you find yourself experiencing roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and you're just like, but why though? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why am I going through this with this person? Like, all I want to do is love them. All I want to do is be with them. Like, what the heck, man? Like, let's look at this person. Let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship with Capricorn? Okay, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Justice card with the World, and then we also have the Ten of Swords, and then we got the Fool out here. You definitely have somebody here that's falling for you. And like I said, they're scared. They're absolutely scared. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like, have you ever met somebody that you really, really, really like and that you really, really find yourself falling for? And then you think to yourself like, man, you know, if this doesn't freaking work out, this is going to suck. This is going to hurt. Like, that's basically what your person is basically going through when it comes down to you, Capricorn. With the Seven of Cups, a Justice card, let me just kind of like, you know, clear the air really quickly here. Does this person want something serious with you? Absolutely. I just kind of feel like what causes them to like want to backpedal a little bit when it comes down to, you know, building a life with you is concerned has a lot to do with the fact that they are taking into consideration that, man, you know, if this doesn't freaking work out, man, this is going to break my heart. This is going to leave me devastated. And I don't even know if I'm going to like survive this heartbreak, you know, like, that's how like, that's how deeply invested, emotionally speaking, this person is. Poor thing. Okay. So I can see why you're confused, because I feel like at times, right, this person's like, you know, this person tends to like, you know, backpedal a little bit on you and, you know, this life that they want to essentially build with you. And I feel like there's times where they're open and receptive, you know, towards building a life with you, and you're not really experiencing you know, them backpedaling on you or switching up on you and, you know, things of that nature. But yeah, that's basically what's going on, you know, with this person. Okay. How does Capricorn currently feel? Okay. We have the King of Wands, we have the Lovers out here, and then we also have the Four of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you tend to experience two different like versions of them. It's like one day they love you, they can't picture nor fathom their life without you, and the next day they're just like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And it's just freaking confusing you and stressing you the heck out, because again, it's like all you want to do, right, is build a life with this person. And here they are, you know what I mean? Like, constantly switching up on you. Okay. Okay. Let's look at this human. How does this human currently feel? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh man. This person's Mm. This person's fear is at an all-time high. So we have the Five of Pentacles to the Two of Wands, and then we also have the Ten of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Eight of Cups, and then we also have the Emperor. I know that this is going to sound a little dramatic, but this is kind of what this person's kind of going through right now when it comes down to their relationship with you. So let's just roll with it, okay? This person feels that it is in their best interest to run as far as they possibly can, right, from you and this dynamic that they share with you, primarily, you know, because this person genuinely does feel like if in the event this were to essentially go south, they may not be able to, like, you know, recover from this, you know what I mean? Now, as cold as this is about to essentially sound, I'm going to go ahead and say it anyways. I don't feel like this person has ever worried this much being in a relationship with absolutely anyone, primarily because this is somebody who, this is going to make them sound so cold-hearted, it's not even funny. This person typically gravitates towards people that, yes, they have love for, yes, they care, you know, about, but they're not that emotionally invested in. You know, because when this person's emotionally invested, madly in love with someone, that's when fear starts to kind of kick in. And unfortunately for them, it does kick in at an all-time high. And I think that this is something that they are well aware of, you know, when it comes down to themselves. And this is why they typically shy away from, you know, people who basically make them feel the exact same way that you make them feel. It's hard, though, when it comes down to you, though, because they just don't want to do this. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't want to walk away from this, you know, because in their head, they don't necessarily feel like they're ever going to find someone like you ever again. But at the same exact time, it's like they're not trying to get hurt. You know what I mean? They're not trying to, you know, get heartbroken. And they know that that is a possibility. That could end up happening to them. Not to say that it is going to happen to them, but it could end up happening to them. And they know that that's a possibility. And this is why they rather run in the opposite direction than to follow their heart. Okay. Tell me more about this Emperor. This person comes off to me as somebody who's very, very cerebral. They're very, very logical, you know, very logical. This is that type of person that likes to make decisions based off of what their mind tells them to do, not what their heart tells them to do. And they find themselves in a situation where their heart is telling them to do one thing, right? But their mind's like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, you know, because if Capricorn leaves you, you know that's going to hurt you, and you know it's going to suck, you know, and you know if they betray you or deceive you, you know, you may not be able to handle that, so you might as well just run in the opposite direction. But it's like their heart's like, no, we love them, like, we've never felt this way before about a human, like, come on, man. I'm kind of curious to see what this person's going to do, because they are experiencing the only battle between their heart and their mind. What actions? We have the Emperor to the Ten of Pentacles, and then we also have the Seven of Pentacles. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Star. We have the Three of Swords. We also have the Moon, and then we have the Six of Swords, and then we have the Death card, and then we also have the Four of Wands. Okay. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, I do see this person opening up to you. I do see this person having a vulnerable moment with you. And I think that that's going to shed some light on why your person is the way that they are. Okay. I'm getting a reassuring energy coming from you, Capricorn, to them. Like, I see you telling them things like, you know, I love you and I care about you and I actually do mean well and I'm not here to betray you and I'm not here to deceive you and I'm not here to hurt you. Like, I just love you. I just want to be with you. Like, I see you doing a whole lot of that. And I feel like the only reason why all of this is essentially happening is because you're starting to become a little bit more consciously aware of why they are the way that they are and why they do the things that they essentially do. Because at first, all it really did was create nothing but confusion on your end. You're dealing with a masculine energy. Let's just start there. Masculine energies typically like to keep a lot of things to themselves. So when they find themselves going through something, this is not the type of person that's going to sit there and you know, talk to you about it. You know what I mean? It's that type of person that goes from within and tries to, like, you know, figure out what they need to do to resolve their own personal issues. They typically don't like to rely and depend on other people. And this could be a female that we're talking about here. This could be a male that we're talking about here. Even though they harness a lot of masculine energy doesn't make them a dude. Although, you know, they could totally be a dude, if you know what I mean, dude. But you know what I mean. So the fact that this person's having a very vulnerable moment with you, to be honest, is very surprising to me, because I honestly wouldn't expect that, especially coming from this person, because this person harnesses King of Wands energy and Emperor energy. So, I mean, this is somebody who hates being vulnerable. Like, being vulnerable for them is like the only freaking sign of weakness. It's not even funny. Not only that, but this is also somebody who has a lot of ego and pride. So to come to you in such a vulnerable state and open up to you slightly, because they're not opening up to you fully, they are opening up to you slightly, and they're telling you, like, hey, like, I'm really fucking scared. You know what I mean? Like, and this person might sit there and say, I don't know why I'm scared, but, you know, I'm really scared you're going to break my heart. They're not going to open up to you entirely. They're not. It's not going to happen. But I do see them kind of giving you a little something to work with, is kind of what I'm gathering. But the reality of the situation is that they know exactly why they're afraid. But to turn around and just, like, admit all of that to you is just not something that they want to do. An Emperor is somebody who cares about their image and how people perceive them. So going back to, like, what we were basically discussing about this person, this is somebody who would typically feel far more comfortable being in a relationship with somebody that, you know, they care about, they got love for, but they're not really in love with. You see what I mean? Like, that's where they kind of draw the freaking line in the sand. That's something that this person has always refused to do, because they know themselves well enough to know how it's going to make them feel and what it's going to bring out of them, right? It's going to bring out their fear of intimacy. It's going to bring out their trust issues. It's going to bring out their overthinking ways. It's going to bring out a lot of things, right, that they don't want to come face to face with, is what I'm gathering. So to them, it's like they rather just play it safe and be with somebody that they got love for and care for, but that's about it. You know what I mean? Like, instead of being with somebody that they're madly in love with, because look at what it's already bringing out of them. And this is just getting started, okay? It's just getting started. But I don't see them telling you all of that. Like, that's like something I don't see this person telling you. This is a part of their secret life. Like, that's what it is. This is a part of their secret life. You know, and I think that, to be honest, that's kind of true if I'm going to think about it. Because, you know, we all live, how do I put this to you? We all have, like, 3 different lives, right? So we have, like, the life that, like, you know, we portray to, like, our coworkers, you know what I mean? Things of that nature, right? And then we have, like, you know, our private life, right? And then the private life, you know, you have, like, your family members in it. You have, like, the person that you're married to in it. you know, your kids in it. Like that's your private life. You know what I mean? Like, so the people in your private life know far more about you than the people in your public life, for prime example. Like your coworkers, right? Like your coworkers probably don't really know much about you like your family members do, right? But then there's that secret life, right? Where nobody knows anything. You know what I mean? Not anybody in your public life and or private life. And this is a part of this person's secret life, basically. And that's something that they don't feel comfortable sharing with anybody. That this is what they typically do, right? They just typically gravitate towards people that they're not that invested in, you know? Because in their head, it's like, you're not going to freak out over anything that you're not going to freak out if you lose something that you're not that invested in. You're just not. You're not going to suffer if you lose, you know, something that you're not emotionally invested in. You're just not going to. You're not, you know, and to them, like, it just makes more logical sense to live life in this manner than to attach themselves emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically to a human being, to another human being, because so much bad could come from that. You know what I mean? In their head anyways, which I can't sit here and say like, oh no, this person's totally wrong. That's not the case, because I mean, come on, realistically speaking, like, so, you know, everything in this life is going to eventually come to an end in some way, shape, and or form. So, I mean, this person has a point. I get the point that this person is trying to essentially make here. So I get it. I can't argue with them on that. You know what I mean? But anyways, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We got the Judgment card, and then we also have the Three of Wands. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands. And then we also have the Eight of Cups to the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Devil. Here we go. So this is them having a vulnerable moment, I would say, with you, where they are expressing to you, you know, that they're scared. They're scared of getting their heart broken. They're going to keep it very short, simple, and sweet with you. They're not going to like tell you everything, okay? Because this is a part of their like secret life. This, you know, they just don't want anybody to know that this is how they typically go about things, and, you know, so that nature. Another thing too, why this person's also choosing to keep this a part of like their secret life, if you will, is because in this person's head, they essentially feel like if you divulge too much information, it'll make the person that they're divulging all this information to, as far as like their fears and their worries and their concerns and why they are the way that they are and stuff like that, that it will be, you know, essentially used against them. Like this person fears that if you know how emotionally invested this person actually is, that you would try to use that to your advantage. And they don't want that either. They don't want that either. They don't want you to know how emotionally invested they are. They don't want you to know how madly in love they actually are, out of fear that in some way, shape, or form, you'll use it against them. Now, here's like the surprising part too, is this right here. Like they're actually giving you in this relationship that they share with you a chance. Like they're actually not running from it, which is kind of surprising if you ask me. It's kind of shocking. It's kind of shocking that they're not running in the opposite direction. And it's because this person's choosing to listen to their heart. I feel like the primary reason why their mind is like, run, 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 now, just do it, just do it, just do it, is because they are doing something that they typically believe you shouldn't do, right? You shouldn't pursue a life or a relationship with someone that you're extremely invested in. That's dangerous. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that, because if it goes south, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna suffer, you know? and they're basically going against their own belief is basically what it is. And their mind's like, wait a minute, why are we doing this? We don't do this. This is not what we do. We play it safe. What are you doing? Why are we doing here? No, we gotta go. We gotta go. This is not safe. This is not safe. This is not safe. This is not safe. We need to get the fuck out of Dodge here. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully that like makes sense and put things into perspective for you, because I don't see this person telling you all of this. I don't. No. There's just too much ego and too much pride within them to divulge all of this information to you. They're not going to do it. So sorry. And it's crazy because you showed up as a Queen of Cups, which is kind of telling me that you're madly in love with this one over here. Okay. You definitely are. And I think that's like another thing too, that they just don't understand when it comes down to you. Like that kind of blows us humans' mind, you know, like I think that this person knows that you're in love with them and that you would do anything to make this work. And it blows their mind. It doesn't make any logical sense to them. Like, why would you put yourself in this predicament, you know, to like fall in love with a person? Like, what if it doesn't work out? Do you not think about that? Like, I feel like this person tends to look at you like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, why would you do that? You know, because they could always up and leave you. And if they up and leave you, considering the fact that you're emotionally, you know, attached to this person, it's going to hurt you, man. It's going to hurt you. And I feel like at times this person tends to like look at people who allow themselves to fall in love as people who just make zero sense to them. Like, why would you do that? That just doesn't even make sense. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you put yourself in a predicament to like get her? Like, what are you thinking? You know, like, so yeah. So I do see them, shockingly enough, giving you in this relationship that they share with you a chance. Shockingly enough, I do see this person following their heart. They're doing something that they would never do. So I think it's safe to say you got this one over here acting out of character. I think it's safe to say that, you know, you're definitely inspiring this person to do something they've never done before, which is fall in love and go off and pursue a life with the person that you're actually in love with. Like, actually madly in love with. Not somebody that you just care for, got love for, they're cool people. Like, no. Like, you're actually in love with this person. Like, this is definitely like a first time experience, I would say, you know, for this human. But that is what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.